IVM.
Raju Hirani's cinema is highly influenced by Rishikesh Mukherjee, who is one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. That example, why don't astronauts use pens in space? That became a thing. I think Scott Kelly, I think I got getting his name right, the guy who spent a year in space. वो एक बारी स्पेस से रेडिट पे एएमए ले रहा था तो किसी इंडियन बंदे ने यही पूछ लिया उसको व्हाई डोंट यू यूज पेन
But when I go back to the movie, I'm still like, okay, fine. Yeah,
So this is
But
where also the audience comes
you
in.
do
no?
realize you're essentially saying propaganda works on you.
Yeah, वही बोलने वाला था. This is where the audience also comes in. No, do your homework.
जब लाइफ में टाइम कब रहता ना तो डबल जीनेगा डबल.
ये पॉडकास्ट का टोफू कबूल करो.
फिर एक दिन
अरे it's the dialogue from
Yeah,
the movie.
it's
टोफू
tofu.
कबूल करो.
टोफू
टोफू.
Tofu.
तो तड़बा टोफू.
Tofu.
और फिर एक दिन हमें एक ठो कार दिखी, डांसिंग कार.
Yeah.
और उसमें था अंतरिक्ष.
ससुरा अंतरिक्ष की कार.
Yes, I don't mind. Dude. I don't mind. Good times. Good times. I love dancing. It's good.
Why are we saying these lines, guys?
Because
Because
हम पागल हो गए.
all of us want to have a dancing car, Abbas.
Yeah. Because Raju Hirani's latest film is coming out, Dunki.
Yes.
And just before that, we thought we'll go down his entire filmography, talk about
So that people
all
are ready
the
for Dunki.
awesome films.
Yeah.
And so we can finally hype you up for Dunki, dude. If
Yeah,
you know,
bro.
agar those Shah Rukh Khan movies have like kind of diluted your Shah Rukh hype, we thought we'll, you know,
Like go for Dunki for Hirani hype.
raise it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Firstly, yeah, like quickly, Dunki ka, what do you think? We've talked about it at length already.
Yes.
Releasing at the end of the month, you think it's gonna
Not
be
in
the
middle
biggest
of
thing?
the month.
22nd December.
Oh, 22nd.
Last major release of the year. In fact,
Yeah.
last year release of the year.
You think it has the
If-
potential to be the biggest movie of the year?
No,
Not at all.
not at all.
Because it doesn't have that much time. It just has 8 days to for
Oh
collections.
no, but it depends on when it released, and then it can go on.
तो मार्केट जी
to...
उसका
that
जितना
way.
भी कलेक्शन होगा
हाँ,
वो
bro,
काउंट
not how it
2023
works.
में ही होगा.
No.
Genius.
No, still no. Not
So
at
no,
all.
no, I
Nope.
think it does, dude.
Biggest film of the year.
Dude, yeah, bigger than Jawan. So
Bigger
because-
than no, bro.
So on a previous episode, we had talked about it. Abbas had made a very good point. He had said that all the people who didn't want to, like, whose Pathan and Jawan are not their scene, you know, are like the kind of people, like slightly more intellectual pursuits wale, those kind of people. For them, Dunki is the perfect movie.
यार
They
I
don't
think
want the Pathans and Jawans. of the world. They want-
2023
they don't
की
want to
सबसे
over- to go back.
successful movie is Jawan, right?
Yeah.
Up till now, yeah.
Up till now, that's overall.
What, 600?
नहीं
Then?
1000 plus.
Okay.
That उसका overall collection global plus Indian वगैरह अभी तक मिला के सारा है 1000 plus.
Yeah.
So you're saying Dunki का collection will be more than 1000 crores?
Yeah, that's what I meant when I said it'd do better.
नहीं मतलब मैं आपको फिर भी figures आपके
But
सामने
why
रख
is
रहा
it
हूँ,
so
1000
unbelievable for you?
भाई 1000 crores तो मेरे को नहीं लग रहा.
But why is it so unbelievable for you?
Because I don't think it's that massy a
This
film.
is the same guy who made Three Idiots, which was the highest grossing Indian film of all time for its time.
And PK has gone.
Oh, PK is also actually
Yeah.
1000 plus.
What the fuck?
So I don't agree with him, but it's not like it's not possible at all.
नहीं, I think उसके
You heard it here first, guys.
I
Dunky's
don't
gonna go-
मतलब I don't think Dunki has that much runtime actually. Like runtime as in कि उसके पास उतना window नहीं है perform करने का because 3 हफ्ते में मेरी क्रिसमस आ जाएगी which is
But
again
Merry Christmas is not a big film.
bro it's a pan Indian film.
And
It's
3
a
हफ्ते काफी
pan-Indian
है
film,
यार.
but still
3
you're
हफ्ते
not
तो बहुत है.
comparing Vijay Sethupathi to Shah Rukh Khan.
Also, 3 हफ्ते at the end of the year is quite a lot, I would say. Right?
3 हफ्ता नहीं, 1 हफ्ता.
एक हफ्ता at the end of the year.
एक
and
हफ्ता at the
then
end of the year.
first
And then
2
like,
weeks.
they are fair. But I think that 1 week is gonna be the bombastic. Like that week is gonna break records of fucking Jawan also, I think.
Maybe it's the last week of the
Maybe.
year.
Yeah.
चलो
Vacation
ठीक है,
time.
You know?
कर सकते
कुछ
हैं.
तो सोच समझ के क्या
See
होगा.
the big hit the
ईरानी जी ने किया है तो सोच समझ
कुछ
के.
सोच
Yeah.
समझ के किया होगा. वैसे the big hit on the collection and run that Dunki will face will be on the 25th of January जब फाइटर आएगी. उससे पहले का प्लेइंग रूम है. अगर मेरी क्रिसमस उतना नहीं चली तो स्टिल डंकी इज द ओनली फिल्म टू रन.
Yeah. Actually, it all depends on word of mouth.
Yeah.
Literally, the first day word of mouth is what it'll give it momentum or take away
But
momentum.
it's still anyway
like what happened to Tiger
be,
3.
be
Yeah.
one of the biggest
How
films.
much did Tiger 3 is? Like,
So
what is its
Tiger 3 is
collection?
racing towards 300 crores domestic.
Racing नहीं crawling for.
मतलब जो भी like मैंने जो आर्टिकल पढ़ा उसमें roaring लिखा है. But anyway,
roaring.
Tiger,
Roaring towards-
Tiger है ना. तो I think 300 crores हो जाएगा आज या कल.
So
में.
who was closest? I
I was
predicted
close.
400,
I said
right?
350. Mine was
You said
lowest.
350. Okay.
Yeah. So you were 450. I was 400. He is 350. I think he'll win.
He's closest.
I'm always right about budgets and all, man.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, let's get into the filmography of one of the greatest directors of Indian cinema, in my opinion.
थोड़ा ज़्यादा hyperbole हो रहा है.
Bro, every picture to you like. फिर why can't you
I
admit?
like, but
Every picture
greatest,
you're like 1000 crore जा रहा है.
Yeah,
And
why can't you
greatest,
admit he's great, but
greatest in Hindi cinema.
one
with
of the
5 films.
greatest, I said.
आप ये भी
One
तो देखो
of
ना. फिर वो उसने आपको
He's made one of the greatest films in Hindi cinema.
Which according to you is?
Lagera Munna Bhai.
MBBS. What?
You think
you
Lagera
think
Munna
Lagera is
Bhai?
better than MBBS?
No, I enjoy MBBS more, but I think Lagera is a more important film.
What is this, bro?
Yeah,
क्या है ये?
कसम से
What are these? ऐसा करके ऐसा I
घटिया आदमी.
so I maybe I understand what you mean.
I'll explore when we come to
when
the,
you come
that
to Lagera,
film,
right? Yeah. So let's get into why don't you think he's one of the finest?
Because 5 films is too less a number of like filmography to say greatest of all time.
But it's not 5, no? It's
And
1, 2, 3,
Munna Bhai
4.
M.B.B.S came out in 2003, 2002, 2003.
3.
Munna Bhai 2003.
So
yeah.
it's just 20-year career, right? 20-year career cannot be in a 100 plus year span of Indian cinema.
Could you call Quentin Tarantino
मैं
at the end
वही
of
बोलने
5
वाला
to 6
था.
movies?
Yeah, because Quentin's first 2 films changed everything, right? Every filmmaker after that wanted to make a film like Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, but that's because
But
Raju Hirani is such an original voice. How are you
But
going to copy
has
that?
he, like, you don't see every
But
new
everyone has
director want
tried.
to emulate that
But
style.
everyone has tried.
In fact, let me ask you, what is
Yeah.
Raju Hirani's style?
It's
To
There
tell
you
the
go.
no, I'll tell you.
When I tell you Tarantino, you instantly have an answer. Oh, it's like cool music and
No, but the thing is,
jump
Raju
cuts.
Hirani has the art of telling the most important
let me-
story
no,
in
no,
the
okay,
most...
okay, no,
Okay, Raju Hirani.
there is a style. yeah.
Raju Hirani's cinema is highly influenced by Rishikesh Mukherjee, who is the greatest, one of the greatest filmmakers of all time.
Okay, what has he made?
Golmaal, Chupke Chupke,
That's
Abhiman,
Rishi Mukherjee, okay, wow.
yeah, and many other films.
Okay.
Very famously, Chupke Chupke...
Read up on Indian cinema before talking to me, bro.
yeah, so very famously...
Like Raju Hirani, we were sitting for an episode of Raju Hirani.
So,
Sorry,
for Chupke Chupke, Rishikesh Mukherjee was not getting good hits before Chupke Chupke.
Right.
And then उसको कोई भी producer पैसा
Oh, he
नहीं
has the
दे
same
रहा
problem we have. Hits नहीं आ रहे हैं.
उसको कोई producer पैसा देने को ready नहीं था. And he was like कि मेरे को कुछ भी budget दे दो मैं आपको सबसे कम बजट में पिक्चर बना के दे दूंगा. And that is when he chose the script चुपके चुपके, जिसकी पूरी कहानी सिर्फ एक घर और एक गाड़ी के अंदर पूरी बन जाती है.
yeah.
And it like
But the star cast is amazing.
star cast is amazing, of course.
By the way, Chupke Chupke stars Amitabh Bachchan and Dharmendra came out the same year as Sholay.
Oh, wow,
75.
really?
yeah, 75. Yes, you're right. Yes.
And was this also a hit?
It was, yeah.
It was.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
Not Sholay levels.
Not blockbuster, but
yeah,
hit.
yeah.
Okay.
So the whole
One of the most celebrated films of Indian
Yeah.
history, of Indian cinema, is Chupke Chupke.
But what I'm saying, wholesome comedy,
Yeah.
happy ending, that kind of formula is used by Raju Hirani to tell his stories.
But I think Raju Hirani
That's fine.
also tries to give out a very important message, but in a very simplistic and relatable way.
Yeah.
तो I think that's his kind of storytelling, जिसमें वो
Correct.
एक मुद्दा उठाता है और उसको कैसे इतना डम डाउन कर सकता है कि एक लेमैन को भी समझ में आ
Dumb
जाए.
down
Dumb down
also
is
there are
the
these-
wrong word. Simplify कर
There are
सकता
these Raju Hirani also elements
Hmm.
like that you will see kind of repeated in various films. For instance, if you take the idea
cast.
of the almost the background character, you know, like those actors say in Munna Bhai M.B.B.S. Those people who are like, oh, मुझे जादू की जप्पी दो.
Right.
The other fellow students were like, hey, जादू की जप्पी, अरे स्वामी हमसे ले ले.
Yeah,
You know, those kind of
Yeah.
those guys
Yeah.
are there in different ways throughout the movie, even for like just
Yep,
a brief.
yep, yep,
Even like the
Look.
fake patients in the beginning
Yeah.
of Munna Bhai
Yeah,
M.B.B.S.
like even for like how they tie stuff together. Like one of the nurses who is taking care of the patients in Munna Bhai M.B.B.S, like all Jimmy Shergill and all that. When, at the end, when Circuit gets married and has a son called Short Circuit, he's married to that nurse. So that's like a full round arc that they don't even address.
Oh, really?
But it's that.
I don't
And nobody
remember
notices this shit. So
No,
all
no,
these
they do,
small,
they do.
small,
Yeah,
cool,
you're
cool
right,
things that
yeah.
Raju Hirani does that you don't give attention to because it's subliminal almost.
So
Like
that-
it all adds to that awesome world building that he does.
one thing that I really like about Hirani cinema is कि जो भी हिरानी के characters होते हैं ना वो आपके माइंड में रह जाते हैं वो कैरेक्टर्स आप
मकसूद भाई is like a
मकसूद भाई
small
Yeah.
क्या
character.
2 सीन का रोल है मकसूद भाई
जा अब रुलाएगा
ठीक है हाँ तो वो कैरेक्टर तुम्हारे माइंड में रह जाता है मुन्ना भाई से ही और जो आप जैसे नर्स आज माइंड में वो रहता है कि सर मैं अपने पेशेंट्स को पेशेंट की तरह नहीं उनका अपना बन के उनको ट्रीट करना चाहती हूँ और फिर उसके ऊपर उसका जो स्पीच है जैसे आपने बोला स्वामी मुझसे ले ले जादू की जप्पी सो ये छोटे छोटे एलिमेंट्स जो कि एक मेन लीड कास्ट के नहीं है बट स्टिल वो आपके माइंड में रह जाते हैं
What's the procedure to change the
व्हाट्स द
room?
प्रोसीजर टू चेंज द रूम हाँ
Silence!
Would you please sit down?
Yeah. Best dude, when that whole scene is happening where Arshad Warsi enters, Arshad Warsi and Sanju enter the dormitory for the first time. अरे भाई ये तो रूम खुलो शुरू के खत्म हो गया
शुरू होते ही खत्म हो गया भाई
अच्छा भाई ये तो दीवार
तोड़
तोड़
के अंदर वाला अपना खिसका लेते हैं
I think we've already started discussing Munna Bhai.
Munna Bhai, I think is the most iconic film, one of the most iconic films to come out of Indian cinema, for sure.
Also a great movie to introduce someone to Indian cinema also. I think it's very easy. Everyone understands what doctors are, everyone understands what gangsters are. I think it's like a perfect blend of that. Came out in the year 2003. Munna Bhai M.B.B.S came seemingly, I remember at least, out of nowhere.
Nowhere, yeah.
Nobody had any idea that the movie of this caliber, of this, say, importance, would come out at any this time. What were you guys up to during that time?
He was 4 years old.
Okay, and you were...
नहीं पे
2003 was 6 years old.
I was 6 years
So
old.
much difference. Yes.
Oh, hey,
tell
get
how
your age
things-
right, guys. इसको
I was
de-age कर
voting
दिया.
at that
You know
time.
how much he hates de-aging. हाँ.
I was 6 years old, yes.
Okay, and you were?
I was 15. No, so I remember.
I was 11.
My
yeah.
sister had just taken admission in physiotherapy at that time.
Oh yeah.
And like you said.
और
अच्छा, तुम
doctors
तो
हो
आदमी
गए.
भी
my
doctor के
entire
घर
family.
फैन से
मेरे
हो.
family में
And you
name a
make-
body part and there is a doctor.
And you make fun of me for being rich.
Yeah,
What the hell?
I am not rich. I am not a doctor.
Yeah, so I'm not rich. My dad is rich.
Balls. Mercedes के कह रहे कि नहीं है.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, I'm sure you also can afford a Mercedes if you wanted.
No.
Fuck off. All the families of dentists and physiotherapists and doctors.
All, everybody, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's what he said.
Where do you live?
I stay in a
Hiranandani.
little place called Chandiuli in Powai.
I stay in Bhiwandi. Okay, there.
Okay, chalo fair.
No, but so my
I don't stay here.
Yeah, he stays in Delhi, where the Prime Minister also stays.
सबसे rich तो
So yeah, she had taken. She was in the first or second year of physiotherapy,
Yeah.
and they were also learning things. Okay, like medicine and
cool.
Yeah.
And she was studying in Bangalore, and obviously.
Did she ever have that moment?
Yeah. So
the cadaver.
that's what I'm coming to.
Oh, really?
So this film was not hyped at all. Sanjay
Yeah.
Dutt was not like he was the biggest star
Yeah.
at that time. He won. It was just like comedy
Biggest star
movie.
से ज़्यादा वो controversial.
Controversial.
Controversial. His career was dying down.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like small budget films, trailers were also not that good, whatever. Then she used to call me and my mom and dad every night. So the Friday she went to see this film. She called me and usually our conversation start with हाँ कैसे हो क्या कर रहे हो कैसा था picked up first thing she said मुन्ना भाई M.B.B.S देख बहुत funny picture है हंस हंस के पागल हो जाएगा. And I was like, okay, you've never like endorsed a movie like this.
Yeah.
And then she just went on to tell me how each and everything they have got about the medical college
Right.
is exactly what they are
Yeah,
experiencing
That's
right
so
now.
cool, man.
So उसके लिए double वो funny था कि as it is the
Correct.
film is funny and then it's so relatable to her
See,
that college के dean ऐसे होते हैं classrooms ऐसे होते हैं हड्डी ये वो
हम मुझे देखते थे ये
everything.
तेरे साथ हुआ था ना
Yeah,
ये
exactly.
That's
साला needle नहीं पकड़ सकता.
That's similar to what happened at my end. My mother's a pediatrician. She's a doctor.
हाँ.
So when she actually, I wasn't interested in watching the movie. Okay, but she and my dad went.
How old were you at that time?
I was 11, like 9 to 1. So my mother went to watch the movie with my dad. And she had such a good time. She was so gung-ho about the movie. She came home and she like, beta, kal hum fir se jayenge. You're gonna watch the movie again. So she literally, me and my dad they don't have the culture of rewatching movies and all. That's not. I think our parents' generation don't do that. But my mother for this movie was like, "हम फिर से जाएंगे," and again she went with us to make us watch Munna Bhai M.B.B.S.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
So then me and my mom went to watch it in Maratha Mandir.
Oh wow.
And it was like I think second week or third week of the movie. And by that time the movie had become so successful, people were telling the dialogues before the screen was happening. So yeah,
That's amazing,
it was
dude.
like that big.
What a thing to happen. If someone knocks it out of the park with their debut movie.
With their debut film, and
like a director,
you
that
take
is
literally
amazing.
the most controversial personality of that time.
Yeah.
उस टाइम पे like जैसे हमने संजू में भी फेमसली देखा that he was not getting good projects. उनका संजय दत्त का नाम जो था वो खराब किया हुआ था.
Yeah.
और he goes on like to sign this film और उसके बाद sixer.
So that time
Sixer,
the selling
Puttar,
point,
Sixer.
the selling point of the movie was that it's the first time Sunil Dutt and Sanjay Dutt
Are
sharing
coming
the
together.
screen.
Yes,
That's
Yeah,
true.
and I think it was Sunil Dutt's last movie, so
Yes.
that's also like
Yes.
become
Also,
a-
endlessly.
Sunil Dutt had
yeah.
retired from acting. He got into politics and everything. और उसके बाद जब ये फिल्म आई थी तब उन्होंने कहा था to get him back to films.
Yeah.
I'll come for a scene type.
And this movie became such a milestone in Sanju's life and career that they
Yeah.
had to address it in Sanju.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Later on, as like a whole sequence was
Exactly,
around
yes.
Munna Bhai M.B.B.S.
Yes.
and the whole script around it and how Paresh Rawal's character or Sunil Dutt made him do the film.
Yeah.
Even though this guy was like, he was very lazy about the shit.
वो मेरी लाइन है पुत्तर.
Yeah. So very cool. But also you have endlessly still today memeable.
Yeah.
Okay, like क्या मैं पूछता हूँ यहाँ क्या हो रहा है? नहीं. That's the literally the if someone asks that question, that is the thought in your head by default. dude.
That's my most used GIF on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
ये कर रहा है? नहीं.
Yeah. So many जादू की झप्पी.
Also, like XYZ करने के लिए XYZ होना जरूरी है क्या? Like that.
Yeah. Also, Jimmy Shergill's whole देख ले आँखों में डाल देख ले.
Yeah.
That whole moment was pretty cool back in the day.
Yeah, Maksud, but like smaller characters
Yeah.
talking about the Papa.
Papa
the doctor.
is great.
Every small
dude.
character is.
रानी तो
रानी
पप्पा
तो
नहीं.
पप्पा
Whole
नहीं.
line. Yeah.
Like वाह पप्पा.
Yeah. अरे जूस पीवाड़ू मजा नहीं लाइफ.
कैरम
खेलवानू जूस पीवानू मजा नहीं
life.
मजा नहीं लाइफ.
Sorry for the Gujarati guy.
Yeah. Arey, can you guys please be quiet? I can't hear anything. I can't concentrate.
कि तुम लोग को भुक्का नंगा दिखता है क्या? Don't see ताजमहल.
How long?
Dude, changed Arshad Varsi's career, bro. Yeah.
By how? Like also, so Sanju really needed this in his career at that point, right?
And so did Arshad Varsi. actually.
Exactly. This too, of course, relit Sanju's career. And Arshad Varsi got such a huge bump from this
Yeah.
that he became a leading actor after this. There was a
No,
point.
he was a leading actor.
He was launched as a leading actor.
Oh, was
फिर
he?
वो leading actor में
then he-
चला
yeah,
नहीं.
थोड़ा-
Then
yeah,
he took
correct.
the comedy track
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this one, and then after this,
And then he got a lot more comedies.
comedy role, and
Yeah.
then he was tired of doing comedy also, and then he was like, मेरे को comedy करना ही नहीं, मैं lead ही role करूँगा.
Yeah.
And then some incident happened in his personal life, जहाँ पे a fan came up and said कि मैंने आपकी ये films देखी, and I think these were the only good moments of my life जब मैं उस rough patch से गुजर रहा था, and that is when he decided that I'll not say no to any comedy role, which is like obviously a good comedy role that comes.
That's why he does Asur now, which is hilarious as a show.
Bro, I love Asur as a show.
It's
yeah.
good, it's great.
It's a good show.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't seen it.
Should watch it.
But Munna Bhai M.B.B.S, like we did an episode of it on Hashtag Julius, so
Yeah.
check it out. And holds up. It's a
Absolutely.
great
Dude,
movie.
I watch it literally
पता
all
है
the
ये
time.
Hazard Israel पूरा भी नहीं बोलता है.
They know.
क्या बोलने वाला है?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
At this point also they're anticipating it. Like every time they talk about a movie, and if the viewer has seen the movie on our channel, they know like Abbas is gonna plug it. You know.
Yeah.
Viewer भी लिख
Yeah.
देगा. Abbas, this was on Hazard as well. Please
Abbas,
plug it next
did you
time.
forget? So excellent, 2003.
Yeah.
If you had to, before we move on, rate the movie today in today's standards, how much would you rate it?
Oh, I would give it a full score.
A 10 on
A
10?
10 on 10.
For my score, refer to the episode because I don't remember what I gave. But it's
In
it's
this
like
moment right now, what do you think?
In this moment, sure, 10 out of 10.
Okay, in this moment, 10 on 10. Yeah, I don't think any of the other films are better than this,
You
so I'll
won't
just
rate
give it
it?
10 on 10.
I think Raju Hirani started with his best only.
I mean, no director would like to hear that, you know. But
But it is
yeah,
true.
what it
Like
is.
क्या कर सकते
It
हैं?
is what it is.
आई थिंक जब इंडिया की टॉप
Yeah.
50 बेस्ट फिल्म्स लिखी जाएंगी तो उसमें से आई एम 110% ये फिल्म
You think Aditya Chopra gets tired of hearing DDLJ is the best movie ever?
But it's true.
But again,
He's
it is
not made a
true.
good film.
He's not made a good film after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mohabbatein is not great.
Not great.
मोहब्बतें की और बहुत बड़ी कंट्रोवर्सी थी दैट मोहब्बतें इज नॉट अ
A
वर्ड
good
इन हिंदी लिटरेचर.
हाँ, yes, we know.
It's
Yes.
मोहब्बत.
But मुझे कल परसों पता चला कि अल्फाजों भी एक
हाँ, it's अल्फाज.
it's अल्फाज.
या
बट लिरिक्स में तो लिखते हैं यार इन अल्फाजों से.
मोहब्बतें भी तो बनाई थी ना पिक्चर.
Yeah. Wow, in Alfaz means word only.
Word.
no?
Alfaz is word.
So they're getting the
Its
word
plural
wrong
is-
in word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plural is also alfaz. Anyway.
So that's yeah. So a full 10.
Yeah.
That's,
What's your favorite sequence from the film?
favorite sequence from the film?
Or favorite dialogue or like favorite moment?
Man, like the opening sequence is so great. That entire opening sequence of them
Yeah.
first chasing this guy,
Yes.
then making the guy chase after them. Genius. This guy's like throwing stones at him. Abhe bhag, nahi mere peeche mat aa. And then still takes him into the whole thing. Great. And then that whole Nawazuddin sequence
You're
where
right.
like
You're right. You're
देख
right.
इनकी आंखों में एक कोई बीवी से लड़ाई करके आया है.
There is like,
कोई ये
Doctor?
बहुत इमरजेंसी है. It slaps him and shit takes him to the thing.
My favorite is it's supposed to be a sad moment in the film, but when
ये हमेशा उल्टा
उसका,
जवाब.
उसका पर्दाफाश हो जाता है कि ये एक्चुअली गुंडा है
हाँ.
और फिर उसके दो लाइक सर्किट्स मैन देन जैसे
Yeah.
डॉक्टर मुरली.
Yeah. Also, how can you forget the?
That's my second favorite sequence in the film.
अरे अब पहली बार भी पिछले साल भी हम आए थे, आप यहीं पे थे. आप देखते हो.
तेरे को और कुछ नहीं आता है क्या? जब देखो छाती पकड़ के शुरू हो जाता है.
Man, what a movie, dude.
What a film.
What a
bro.
film.
What a film. I
Right
agree.
after this, Raju Hirani then released a film, which again, at first we didn't think this would be the movie he would make.
Yeah.
But he makes Lage Raho Munna Bhai
Lage Raho
Yeah.
Munna
in the
Bhai.
year 2006.
2006, so 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years after that.
Yeah.
बड़ा टाइम हो गया 3 आए हुए यार.
Yeah. And then watching this movie, which again I feel is an excellent movie, the
Yeah.
best sequel.
One of the best sequels, yes.
One,
you're
nahi,
right.
I would say the best sequel we've
The
had.
best, yes, the best.
Because think of a better one. You can't.
Kasebo 2?
In Bollywood. Okay, that's good.
But I would argue that's one long film.
Yeah, that is fair.
ओ बट ये यार ऐसे तो फिर हम लोग देखो है तो वो सीक्वल ही ना एट द एंड ऑफ द डे.
But right up there, no, they're both neck and neck
तुम
in
किस
terms of
तरीके
sequel.
से सीक्वल को ट्रीट करते हो या तो तुम सेम कैरेक्टर को उठा के एक डिफरेंट स्टोरी में रखते हो, दैट इज वन ट्रीटमेंट.
Does Gangs of Wasseypur 2 hold on its own without one?
अरे भाई बात
This one does. If someone has not seen
because
Munna Bhai
भाई
M.B.B.S.
this is the same character in a different setup.
Yeah, but still,
But
it's a
sequel doesn't necessarily
Does
need
not.
to be that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But then we are going to the technicality of a sequel. I'm just
Of
saying
course.
but a
See,
sequel is also a film on its
Guys, I would say both these films are excellent. That's what are we
own.
arguing about, guys?
But thematically the exact opposite of each other.
That's
one has
true.
non-violence.
One has, yeah,
The other has
non-violence.
phodo, maar do.
That
Kato.
the end sequence is literally this guy blowing the other guy up or
Yeah.
shooting him to death.
Yeah.
So Lage Raho Munna Bhai comes out.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you realize how fucking just genius characters, or how Raju Hirani thought of these two people as genius people, genius characters
Yeah.
that can be fit into almost any world and have like a very unique place in that world, or unique take on that
Yes,
world,
you're right.
unique perspective
You're
in
right.
that world. Again, what a thing to happen. Who would think after Munna Bhai, this guy does a Gandhigiri movie?
So
Yeah.
that's the thing. I remember clearly. By this time I was 18. 2006.
Oh, wow.
But nobody, Munna Bhai M.B.B.S was such a big hit. It was a given. People had accepted कि भाई उतनी बड़ी hit तो नहीं होगी ये Munna Bhai M.B.B.S जितनी अच्छी नहीं होगी. Second thing, they had completely not revealed the Gandhi aspect from the trailers. The trailers was just, if you remember, maybe it's on YouTube. Munna and Circuit sitting on that वो पानी वाली जो bay type चीज होती है ना.
Yeah.
They're just talking about random things about coming back. And then when they walk back, the cloud forms
हाँ, मैं वही
the
सोच रहा था,
silhouette of
cloud
Gandhi.
में
Yeah.
तो लोग
silhouette
सोच रहे थे
बनता
कि
था.
क्या है गांधी का सिलुएट क्यों बन रहा है, क्या है, whatever.
Yeah.
And the third and final thing, this film I think came out in November or December of that year.
Okay.
And that same year in January, Rang De Basanti had come out. And everybody was like, there's no way any other film beats this movie for this year. And Rang De Basanti was all about revolutionary and using violence to gain freedom. And then the year ended with the exact opposite viewpoint of saying, no, non-violence is the way to go about it. So I remember very good, dude, lage raha Munna Bhai, I was bored over. I was like, kya banaya bhai?
Yeah.
Like, this is how you make socially relevant film with messages. Make it so current that a bhai is saying ke hinsa mat karo.
Gandhigiri.
So yeah, I was
Coined
Yeah.
the term
Coined the
Gandhigiri.
term.
And
Gandhi,
also, I
yeah.
think we've talked about this maybe multiple times on the show, but we all have agreed that one of the most iconic moments from this movie is the Munna circuit moment.
That is my favorite moment, hands down, in the in all the movies that I've seen abhi tak. That is
Of
hands
Raju.
down. No, of films.
In general,
In
like
general,
in life,
that is my favorite sequence, because पता है मेल फ्रेंडशिप्स को ना हमेशा हम लोग बहुत ही सुपरफिशियल और बहुत ही वैसे तरीके से दिखाते हैं कि ओ साथ में बियर पी रहे हैं, साथ में पार्टी कर रहे हैं, साथ में ये, साथ में वो. बट एक्चुअल सो ये जैसे स्टीरियोटाइप चलता है ना कि लाइक मेन आर नॉट केपेबल टू उतने अच्छे से इमोट नहीं कर पाते आप एक दूसरे अपने मेल बेस्ट फ्रेंड को. आई थिंक वो सीन इज सच अ गुड रिप्रेजेंटेशन, सच अ गुड पोर्ट्रेयल ऑफ हाउ वन फ्रेंड हु हैज नेवर बीन एबल टू या टेल कि भाई कि मैं तुझसे कितना प्यार करता हूँ फॉर दैट मैटर. तो वो अभी भी बोल नहीं पा रहा है कि मैं तुझसे कितना प्यार करता हूँ, बट वो उसको इंस्टेंसेस बता रहा है कि हमारी दोस्ती कितनी इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो आई थिंक दैट इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट ब्यूटिफुल वेज समवन हैज पोर्ट्रेड मेल फ्रेंडशिप on screen.
Yep, absolutely, man. That was great. It makes me cry all the time when I watch that scene.
Yeah.
Like it's Arshad Warsi's crying.
Yeah.
And this guy apologizing. Is that really gets you, man? That's so good.
Like that detail कि अपन की आंख में मत देख, उधर देख. He knows वो नहीं बोल पाएगा.
Yeah.
Because आप लोग अगर देखो ना तो मुन्ना सर्किट के डायनामिक में मुन्ना इज ऑलवेज लाइक एक कदम ऊपर है.
Yeah.
एंड अब उसको सॉरी बोलना है, इसका मतलब उसको नीचे आके सर्किट को पेडेस्टल पे चढ़ाना है.
हाँ.
वो उसने आज तक अपनी लाइफ में कभी किया ही नहीं है, बट ही नोज कि लाइक हम लोग हैं बराबर ही एट द एंड ऑफ द डे, हम दोनों दोस्त ही हैं. So
also I fell in love with Vidya Balan in this movie, man. She was amazing, very sweet, very good morning Mumbai. Could became like a very common way of greeting people
I
at that
was
point.
14 at this point.
I was 14 at this
I
point.
fell in love with Vidya Balan.
I mean, yeah, she was awesome.
Okay.
Why you can't fall in love?
Sure,
Abbas?
you can. I'm just confirming the facts.
Oh yeah,
That's
then
all.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you can confirm all you want. What am I doing?
अंतरिक्ष 1+1 कर रहा है, कुछ बोला कुछ हुआ क्या?
What is he
सही है ना,
implying? Is he
क्या
implying?
बोलने की कोशिश
Yeah.
कर रहा है?
Yesterday, this guy implied I'm into kids.
You could have not mentioned
No,
it
because-
and just
again,
let
in
it
the
go.
episode, in the episode. So I
Yeah,
recognize
not
kid actors apparently.
25,000 people have
Yeah.
seen it. Huh?
Hey, no regrets. Okay.
And you're going to meet your girlfriend's parents tonight.
Yeah,
I'm
they don't know.
just
They don't know. That's fine.
Yeah, and they'll never know.
Yeah.
We also didn't. We forgot to mention, and so we should now in this movie and in the previous movie, Boman Hirani.
Yeah.
मैं बोलने
amazing.
वाला था.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can we not talk about Boman Hirani?
Boman Hirani is a constant.
Yeah, that's what.
Boman
Boman
Hirani
Hirani
is
is in.
a
I
Raju
think,
Hirani
if I'm not wrong, in except for Sanju, is in every.
He's
Sanju में
in
था.
Sanju also.
Sanju में क्या था?
अरे वो सोनम कपूर का फादर बनता है.
सोनम कपूर का फादर.
क्या हो गया भाई? सोनम कपूर का फादर बनता है जो वो उसको ऐसे नोट देता है.
Oh yeah. Okay. Fine. Correct. Yeah, he's in every Raju Hirani film. Yeah.
Boman Hirani is a
the
Raju Hirani
constant.
constant. Yes.
Yeah.
Is he in Dunki?
Yeah, he's there in Dunki also. He's their
So-
teacher.
He always gets like unique mannerisms
Yeah.
in Raju Hirani films, right? Like in Munna Bhai, he gets the laughter therapy.
Yeah.
Oh, again another scene. Sorry, we're gonna be doing this back and forth a lot, guys.
Yes.
Sorry. The scene where Munna is in the first one, Munna is coming to Asthana's house to tell
Yeah.
him, I'm no longer, I don't want to get married to your daughter. I want to get married to Dr. Suman. This is so funny.
और वैसे
Yeah.
बुके उठा के फेंकता
Yeah,
है.
yeah, yeah.
Great.
Anyway, so in this movie,
Munna Bhai M.B.B.S also had this line where Asthana goes के मैंने डिसाइड कर लिया है मैं अब्बास भाई को फोन करने
Yeah,
वाला
yeah,
हूँ मैंने
Abbas.
मेरा हर्निया का ऑपरेशन किया. Anyway, yeah.
ये हरनिया मुझ पर उधार रहा. That's the right. Man, we all seen the movie too many times. लगे ना मुन्ना भाई में he Bamar Rani is a Sardar
Yeah.
called Lucky, who basically is trying to scam his way
Yeah.
into getting the property rights for Vidya Balan and her
age home, yeah.
grandfathers.
It's
Father.
the old age home, right?
The old age home,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's her grandfather's in it with the other
So ये
people.
विद्या बालन और उसके फादर का
Father.
घर होता है
Property,
जिसके अंदर
Yeah.
उसके फादर के
retirement
जितने
home.
भी दोस्त
No, what's it
हैं,
called? Last innings.
Second
house.
innings house.
Yeah.
तो उसके जितने भी
Just
वो
made it so
lost in-
dark.
क्या ही इतना डार्क
Why
बना दिया
Antariksh?
इसको. He's like,
anti Raju Hirani.
this is so not.
I mean,
ये था वहाँ से
Come
book.
on, they know, right? Is it surprising? Is it gonna be a surprise? Yeah. Yeah. If one of them croaks, nobody's gonna be like, "Arey, ये तो पर second innings ही थी." Nobody's gonna say that. We all know this.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So वो घर होता है जिसमें अगर उसके डैड के किसी भी दोस्त को उसके बच्चे परेशान मतलब उनके घर में अगर बागबान चल रही है बेसिकली तो वो अपने घर बुला लेता है कि तुम उनको छोड़ो तुम
Ashwin
इधर आ जाओ.
Mushran is in the guy who
हाँ.
kicks his
Yeah,
dad
the
out.
best. Yeah. That guy.
सबके अपने अपने
All right, Dad, relax.
Dad, Dad, I'm getting late, okay?
That's
Dad.
so funny, dude. He's like hanging you upside down, like making the whole thing.
तू अगर क्या बॉक्सिंग चैंपियन है अपन लाफा चैंपियन है.
Great. Too funny.
Have you guys seen that meme where so there's this gag in Lagera Munna Bhai where Bamman Irani has his photo with all the celebrities, right? He's
Yeah.
photoshopped.
Yeah.
So
With George Bush and all.
So
And
someone
Obama.
has put a meme saying ke Ori will never be close to this legend, and it has a picture.
Fair. I agree. I think Ori also agrees.
What did you think of the portrayal of Gandhi itself in this movie?
Oh,
Loved it, man.
Yeah.
Because
Loved it.
Yeah.
Again, till that point for us, Gandhi belonged to the textbooks. Okay,
Correct,
when we
you're
thought
right.
about him, our imagination was he spoke certain way.
I think maybe if you've seen the English movie with
Gandhi, that also came
yeah.
out in 82, right? It was like 20
like our
years.
generation, a lot of them.
Yeah,
missed it,
exactly. But again, in this, Gandhi using Bhai language to explain the concepts
Yeah,
of
true.
non-violence.
तुम ऐसा ही करोगे.
Chemical लोचा.
किसी की वाट नहीं लगा सकते.
मेरी राह बहुत कठिन है बेटा.
Well, yeah, great.
And actually
portrayal.
good, like
Which is such a big risk to
Yeah.
think about, to take the most iconic freedom fighter and then portray him in a modern
Correct.
setting. But yeah, it was done
Do you
so well.
guys, whenever I'm at a restaurant, no, I cannot not think of the,
Oh, always.
you know,
Always.
like I always, so I'm
Yeah.
extra sweet to
Yeah.
everyone because of the.
Yeah, यहाँ
I'm
पे
like,
दूसरे हमारे
yeah.
साथ करते हैं.
My perspective.
तुम्हारी तो वो इज्जत नहीं करता ना, हमारी तो वो बिल्कुल ही इज्जत नहीं रखता है.
अब्बास भाई.
आपका हरनिया उस पे उधार.
But the big question, Munna Bhai M.B.B.S or Lagero?
मुन्ना भाई M.B.B.S.
I would
hands
say
down.
I would say the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because just of the rewatch value of
Correct.
it, I think it's
Yeah.
way more rewatchable.
Yeah.
Even though Lage Rao is an excellent film that you can rewatch. But Munna Bhai,
Both of them
MBBS
are
is
10
more
on 10
rewatchable.
for me. I don't
Hey,
rate.
you can't go both of them are 10 on
यार
10.
नहीं मैं ये
What
नहीं
is-
कह रहा कि राजू रानी की सारी फिल्म्स आर 10 on 10 बट द मुन्ना भाई फ्रेंचाइजी आई थिंक वो बहुत खूबसूरत बनाई दोनों फिल्म उसने. मतलब दोनों फिल्म से तुम कुछ ना कुछ लेके जाते हो और हमेशा अगर तुम लाइक you always learn something when you watch that both the films. I think great portrayal.
I'll give it an 8.4.
नहीं यार
Quite
इतना लो तो
down
बिल्कुल
from
भी नहीं
a
है
perfect
भाई.
10
No,
to
no,
Munna
because
ये
Bhai.
तो
I-
आपने टाइगर थ्री
No,
को दे दिया था.
I'll tell you why. No, because I have films that I like more in this. You know?
Okay, for me it will be 9.5.
In his
Lagero Munna Bhai.
9.5?
Yeah, 10 to Munna
8.4?
Bhai, 9.5
Okay,
to
fair.
Lagero.
Fair. Also, another iconic part in this movie is नहीं 10 मत बोलना.
10 मत बोलना.
Yes.
You
अब
best
10 नहीं
था.
बोलोगे.
ये देख संकट.
संकट.
बहुत सही था वो.
Yeah.
And
So-
bro, how can we not talk about the most iconic cameo at the end?
Jimmy. No,
What?
Abhishek, of course.
Abhishek
Yeah,
Bachchan?
Yeah.
I don't
He comes-
remember this cameo.
He
What
is
happened?
so she's Manglik and they can't get married
Oh,
and he's about to
right. Oh,
their
correct,
son will
correct.
die.
Wait,
She gets
wait,
married.
dad, and then
Yeah,
ऐसे
yeah.
सहरा हटाता है,
Yeah.
पीछे बताता है तेनू लेके मैं जाऊंगा.
Yeah, great, very cool.
Nice.
Next then,
Hmm.
or rather before the next.
Wait.
wait.
आपने बोला 8.5 for लगे रहो मुन्ना भाई.
8.4, yeah.
8.4. So you have Hirani films that you rate better than लगे रहो मुन्ना भाई.
Yeah, I do.
What? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. dude.
Okay.
My choice.
नहीं ठीक है.
But
You can be wrong. It's fine.
before or I can have an opinion. But the next before he did his next film, there was an announcement of a film which never came to be, sadly.
Yes.
It was the third Munna Bhai sequel. It
मुन्ना
was
भाई
called-
चले अमेरिका.
Yeah, correct. And there was a trailer release. There was like I know there was a lot of interest in the movie. I was very interested.
They released a teaser though,
They had
which
like a
wasn't
teaser.
great, I have to say.
They had that my breast became chest or chest became breast wala joke.
Not like the best joke.
Yeah, they had like the most cliched, but I think it worked because those were cliched jokes that work for
I
the
don't
level of English that these both know.
I don't
you know?
remember this teaser.
They released
Is
it.
it still there
अरे
on
बोल तू
YouTube?
I'm
इंग्लिश
sure
में
you'll find it
तू
on
इंग्लिश
YouTube.
में कैसे बोलेगा खुशी से मेरी छाती फूल
चौड़ी हो
गई
गई,
छाती
हाँ.
चौड़ी हो गई with happiness my chest became breast. That's what Circuit says.
You still want to
English.
see Munna Bhai 3?
Yeah.
I still want to see Munna Bhai 3.
So famously, they say that why Raju no, I think Raju Hirani addressed it in some interview somewhere as to why he didn't end up making it. It was that Karan Johar made My Name Is Khan, and apparently it was similar-ish enough in its premise
Right.
that Hirani didn't feel like pursuing it further. Am I right in saying that? Right? That's what happened. Oh yeah.
But I would love to see Munna Bhai and Circuit in a My Name Is Khanish setting. Like imagine them
If they're
going to
trying to go
Barack
meet-
Obama and be like,
Yeah.
hey bolna,
Yeah.
hey bolna, hey.
Yeah, that's true. Fair.
Would you still, like in 2025 or whatever, if it came out, would you still want to watch Munna Bhai 3?
Yeah,
Really?
I would.
That's so now it's been so long that I'm afraid.
Yeah, same.
You know, it won't do justice to it. So let's not ruin a good thing. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I think.
बट अभी अगर वो बनाएगा तो आज की सेंसिबिलिटीज के साथ बनाएगा ना भाई.
I'm hoping.
राजू ईरानी की पिक्चरें तो बना ही रहा है.
Still, I'm not saying that same one. I'm saying even if you made a new story script.
See, I'll be scared for sure कि भाई ये ruin ना कर दे because both the movies are 10 on 10 for me. ये अगर उसने बनाई तो I'll be obviously scared, but I would still like the nostalgia person in me would still want to see Munna Bhai and Circuit in another setting.
Like for years, I thought, no, I don't want to see another third one. But then when these ads came for the World Cup,
yes,
and I was like,
you're right. Echo.
I don't mind seeing 2 hours of them just doing this.
Fair man.
So, yeah.
And both of them are clearly still capable
Still
of doing
capable,
it.
yeah.
How much did you rate Lagirao?
9.5.
9.5 and 10.
10.
And 8.4.
Boo.
So then, how much would you rate America? I mean, the movie never released. But anyway, next up, then he did 3 Idiots. This is the movie I would rate higher than Lagirao Munna Bhai. I love it. I think I've seen it as many times as Munna Bhai M.B.B.S. because again, endlessly quotable lines, very funny sequences. The whole scooter sequence with the dad like hanging like that, and then that again, what is the genius of the director, right? That is a callback in a later thing when she's imagining also. Ke he will come and like say all these things to me like Zubi Dubi ke pehle ke gungunati and like he's the dad is there in that
the
on
dad
the
is still
scooter.
there, yeah.
So these small things that add to that whole again that world building, them going to Rancho's house. Rancho and Farhan going to Raju's house.
Oh.
And Raju's house using the Belan.
The best thing
mom
was
using the
जैसे ही
Belan.
राजू का स्टोरी लाइन आता था वो ब्लैक
Black and white होता था. So
बहुत सही था
funny,
वो.
dude. What a thing.
उसी
Again,
बेलन से
these
रोटी
small things.
उसी बेलन से.
It wasn't. Haven't you shared with us that this movie inspired you to tell your parents that you didn't want to do dentistry?
Yeah, because 2011 is when I finally told my dad I don't want to pursue anymore.
This movie came out in 2009. Yeah, correct.
2009, sorry, so
Yeah.
2009-10. So yeah, that scene is very reminiscent of how it actually went down. My conversation happened over the phone though, but
Okay.
but
Did you cry?
I don't.
Did your dad cry?
after hanging up here, क्या नालायक बेटा 3 साल बाद podcast कर रहा हूँ मैं
यार मैंने इसके लिए डेंटिस्ट्री की इतने साल.
But so that's interesting that 2011 you were how old?
2009.
2009 sorry.
I was bad at maths still.
92, right? 17
years.
17.
So
okay.
I think that's why, because that is such a pivotal age.
Yeah.
And it's about students, it's about college. So
You feel
it's
everything.
So totally connected
Everything.
with
Yeah,
you.
correct. Like everything was happening to me, around me. All the problems that we were seeing in the education this and I fucking hate education. सबको रटना पड़ता है यार. What is this? Nobody understands.
Yeah,
anything.
that's true. Yeah.
You know, all of that was addressed in this movie.
Yeah.
Basically, don't. The big thing was in this movie was don't go for rote wisdom. Go for actual practical wisdom.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Let
strive for
children
excellence.
do what they want to do.
Don't run for success. Run for excellence, and success will follow.
Yeah.
Like ideally.
Snayhil, your take on 3 Idiots?
No, I like 3 Idiots, of course. I was, I think, 12 years old when 3 Idiots came out. हम लोग सारे hall में देखने गए थे. And I remember parents were crying and all, and I was like, yes, we have a...
Yes, parents are crying. What is
No, like, yes, now we have a
voice.
An answer to Bagban or ye or wo.
Wow. Snayhil has said 5 movies are answers to Bagban.
No, 2.
Children's
There are 5
version
at
of
least you said.
2 Tare Zameen Par and 3 Idiots.
नहीं अभी एक और बोला तूने bro. Animal बोला तूने Bagban.
Animal.
You need to change your reference. You need to have another Bagban.
ऐसा traumatized किया है Bagban.
I think it's about time they made a Bagban 2 so that Snayhil can use them in more references, guys.
All again starring Amitabh Bachchan and Hema
Malini. Yeah, of course.
Fair. ठीक है.
So my thing is, 3 Idiots, very watchable film, very funny film.
Yeah.
But again,
excellent songs, the best
great
songs in actually any Raju Hirani film.
Yeah.
I think.
We skipped over the whole Chetan Bhagat controversy, but fuck it.
No, we will get to it. We'll actually get to it. Yeah.
My thing is, he's dead center of that. There is the whole, that Balatkar joke that happens, which when I rewatch the film, it soils my.
Does it really?
It does.
So for me, right, I am completely able to separate. I go back to what I was like when I was watching that movie for the first time, laughing my ass off at the Balatkar joke because it was a different time.
Everybody was. The whole theater was laughing.
Yeah, exactly.
आपको एक funny बात बताओ. मुझे तब funny नहीं लगा था.
Too ahead of the curve.
Oh, you don't get comedy, is it?
You were woke.
नहीं,
you were a woke 12-year-old man. It's okay.
मुझे हाँ मतलब 12 साल का था, मेरे को बिल्कुल ही बात funny लगी थी.
Oh man,
मैं genuinely like when I saw it, I think I talked to my brother. I was like, यार ये तो बहुत मतलब सीरियस बात है, इसको तुम ऐसे मजाक में क्यों लेके जा रहे हो?
Okay, if you just
but मतलब हो सकता हाँ.
See, it could have been any word for any
you're
word,
right,
but
you're
it had
right,
to be a
right.
positive word
Yeah.
going into a negative word, right? This was, Balatkar is a very extreme word. It has a lot of connotations in people's heads. Yes, I get that. And maybe because of that, just that part hasn't aged that well. I get that. But the movie released in a different time. You know, so I go back, I'm always transported to that.
Otherwise also, I mean, again, I know you guys will say this happens in every Hindi film. But the idea that Madhavan and Amir Khan are playing college students, it's a little like... Come on,
but
guys.
Again, see...
You can clearly see everybody else around them is much younger.
Fair.
Why are these two?
Again, fair. But I would say the movie does such a good job of it that I literally forget within 4 minutes of watching the movie that I'm watching older men playing college students.
But the thing is, they also made an effort to look like that. मुझे irritation तब I have always been for the actors when it comes to कि अगर तुम्हें age appropriate roles play करने हैं करो, अगर तुम्हें younger role play करना है तब भी करो, but work for it. अगर तुम अब जैसे सारांश में क्या कहते हैं अनुपम खेर ने एक older character play किया है. आई एम वेरी मच फाइन विद इट. एक रुका हुआ फैसला में अनु कपूर ने एक ओल्डर कैरेक्टर प्ले किया है. वेरी मच फाइन विद इट.
भैंस की आंख में
उन्होंने बट देन अगेन एग्जैक्टली लाइक they've done it. बट द थिंग इज कि जब जैसे अभी हम डंकी के बारे में आएंगे या हम लोग ने लाल सिंह चड्ढा के बारे में बात करी थी पहले, जब इफेक्ट्स वगैरह डाल के तुम उनको यंगर दिखा रहे हो वो मुझे थोड़ा फोर्स्ड लगता है.
Agreed. So
60
it
साल
works
का
in 3 Idiots, you are saying, no? So it works in 3 days.
So it works in 3 days for me because I remember when Amir or Madhavan or in सबके interviews आ रहे थे कि you were playing like 20 years younger characters और ये और वो. Amir literally was like कि यार मैंने अपने birthday का cake नहीं खाया. I've been doing this, I've been doing that, I've been off water, I've been off salt, ये वो. So like if you're actually working towards it and you are like kind of pulling it off, I think it works for me.
Okay.
But if you're like going onto the computer and de-aging yourself, that does not work for me.
Yeah, completely fair. Also, I should say there are these beautiful like video essays on why 3 Idiots is so awesome and the various different aspects of 3 Idiots that make it awesome. There are like scene analysis of 3 Idiots, the movie. And I've seen a lot of them. They're like a very fascinating watch if you're into the movie. There is one by the YouTube channel called Cineman. Cineman has done like I think 3 or 4 Raju Hirani videos. Okay, like each of them is like 1 hour long.
Right.
Okay, so imagine the amount of work that went into for this guy to be able to make that kind of content because he's commenting.
Unlike pop rap.
Because he's commenting over all the footage that he's gone
Of
through,
course,
over all the interviews that he's gone through, that he sat through. In those 4 videos, he talks about the process that he sees Raju Hirani having, because Raju Hirani's talked about it in various ways. The editing, what makes things pop in the movies, how his casting plays a role, the smaller characters thing that I noticed because of him only. Like that Circuit thing I told you about, Circuit marrying the nurse, I noticed because I found it in this video.
Right.
So great, okay. So he talks about 3 Idiots car, that final wala, how the baby is born wala scene.
Vacuum.
He talks about how there is, sure, there is some artistic leverage they take with it. But a lot of it kind of applies. And also the scene is so perfectly constructed. And the way he describes it, Cineman, again, please check out his channel, is beautiful. So highly recommend checking that out also. Just, things around the things you like movies you like.
Also मैं एक सेकंड जो मैं एजिंग वाली बात बोल रहा था उसका, बट मेरा एक बहुत मेजर कंडीशन ये भी है कि इसका मतलब ये भी नहीं है कि एक 60 साल का आदमी 12 साल का बनता है या 18 साल का इंसान प्ले कर रहा है. लाइक उतना ही हो सकता है ना जितना बिलीवेबल हो. जैसे अब ही वाज लाइक 40ish when he tried to play a 24-25 year old workable. 60-year-old cannot play a 22-year-old.
He was 44 in 2009.
So that's what, एक इंजीनियरिंग स्टूडेंट को आप कितना एक्सपेक्ट करते हो, कितने साल का होगा, 22-23 साल का, 24 साल का, एंड 40-44 के बीच में यू कैन स्टिल वर्क योर वे अराउंड एंड लुक a certain way.
Correct.
ठीक है, but when you are 58 and then you try to look like a 22-year-old, then there's a problem for me.
Also a very memed film, 3 Idiots.
Absolutely, yeah.
कहना क्या चाहते हो,
अब्बा नहीं मानेंगे.
कहना क्या चाहते हो,
अब्बा नहीं मानेंगे bro, अब्बा नहीं मानेंगे.
इंडक्शन मोटर.
मेरा भाई जो उस टाइम पे 2 साल का था, वो भी 3 Idiots के मीम आज तक यूज कर रहा है. अब मैंने उसको बोला रफ्तार का कॉन्सर्ट है एंड वन ऑफ माई वेरी नोन वन ऑफ माई फ्रेंड्स इज इन द ऑर्गेनाइजिंग टीम. यू आर अ फैन ऑफ रफ्तार, मैं तुम्हें मिलवा दूंगा. जस्ट गेट अ परमिशन फ्रॉम डैड कि भाई तुम्हें जाने दे वहां तक रात को. ही सेंड मी, अब्बा नहीं मानेंगे.
Also that example, why don't astronauts use pens in space, that like became a thing. I think Scott Kelly, I think I got getting his name right, the guy who spent a year in space, वो एक बारी स्पेस से रेडिट पे AMA ले रहा था, तो किसी इंडियन बंदे ने यही पूछ लिया उसको, why don't you use pen?
चूतिया.
कैली ने क्या जवाब दिया, यही चूतिया.
सर आपको स्पेस में ये किसने सिखाया?
Also the actor who played Omi, what's his name?
Omi
is the actor.
Omkar Vaidya, no?
Chatur, the actor who played Chatur, had a little bit of a moment because of this film in Bollywood, right? He was in that.
He got another, like, I think 2 to 3 more films after this.
One with was a 3-hero film with Imran Hashmi and Ajay Devgan.
That was Dil To Bachcha Hai Ji. That was Dil To Bachcha Hai Ji. And then he also got Players.
The Abbas Talks movie.
Yup, he's in Players.
Oh, I didn't know that. Of course, I haven't seen Players. Snayhil has. So.
और उसके अंदर उन्हें एक बहुत बढ़िया ऐसा मैसेज देने का भी एक डायलॉग मारता है. तो लाइक दे वांट टू डिस्ट्रैक्ट अ सिक्योरिटी पर्सन फ्रॉम अ प्लेस जहाँ से उनको अंदर जाके कंप्यूटर हैक करना है. तो वो लड़ रहे होते हैं. ही इज फाइटिंग विद सिकंदर खेर एंड द सिक्योरिटी गार्ड कम्स लाइक, "Hey, why are you guys fighting?" And then he's like, "He's from Pakistan, I am from India, we are fighting." And then he's like, "But why are you guys fighting?" And then Umi delivers a message. He's like, जब इतने सालों से हमें ही नहीं पता हम क्यों लड़ रहे हैं तो हम तुझे कैसे बताएं कि हम क्यों लड़ रहे हैं?
I thought he'll say the white guy that you're the one who made us.
No, मैं कहता हूँ he delivers a message.
So how much would you say Three Idiots? Also, okay, again, a few more things to talk about. Songs are excellent, of course. Increased tourism to Jammu and
Ladakh,
Kashmir.
correct,
To
yeah,
Ladakh.
yeah.
Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, no?
Ladakh.
Yeah.
Yeah, to increase tourism to
Great,
Ladakh.
yeah.
Because of the last
कौन सी
scene.
लेक है वो?
Pangong
Pangong.
Lake.
Pangong.
वहाँ पे उन्होंने पूरा एक 3 Idiots वो बना रखा है.
Center बना दिया. हाँ.
सेंटर बना दिया. वहाँ पे स्कूटर है, वहाँ पे वो हिप्स वाली चेयर है और
वहाँ पे बच्चे हैं जो
इलेक्ट्रिक्यूट करते हैं आपको सुसु करने में.
ठीक है, तो how much would you rate?
I think I'll go with a 9 on this one.
Okay.
I would say 7.
7.
Yeah.
That's quite a drop, man.
या आपने भी 6
I
टाइगर्स
enjoy-
को दिए थे.
I enjoy the movie, but
You
it's
said 10, 9.5 and now 7.
7. Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm going ulta like 9.3 for this.
Okay.
Yeah,
ये क्या 8.4, 9.3? How are you calculating this?
just whatever, man. Am I supposed to write this down?
No.
नहीं
ना.
एंड में थोड़ी टैली
नहीं
करेंगे.
कर रहा ना. I thought.
So your Raju Hirani score
Score
is...
is-
Yeah, that's what. So yeah.
My score for Raju Hirani is
I would say 9.3. I mean 9.5. I'm just saying 9.3 just to be, non-conformist.
But none of us gave it a perfect 10.
Yeah, which is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because we already gave it to Munna Bhai. Do you think it's as good a movie
No.
like at that caliber?
Not
I
at
don't
all.
think so
No.
either. Yeah. So which is fair.
I don't think Raju Hirani का कोई भी मूवी मुन्ना भाई मैच करता है for me at least.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the next one then. After Three Idiots in 2009, he did PK in 2014. After like 5 years. That's
Yep.
I think the biggest
Yeah.
gap that he's had. Oh, Sanju and Dunki also would be.
I mean,
this,
what
but yeah.
is understandable. There was a pandemic,
Pandemic
and all
that.
of that.
Yeah,
So,
fair. But PK 2014 about a movie about an alien who comes down to Earth, loses his one means to go back home,
yeah.
and in trying to find that means of going back home again, he ends up questioning humanity
yeah.
and religion and what have you.
ways of our planet Earth,
yeah,
basically.
correct.
Yeah.
And I would say extremely gutsy, ballsy,
Yeah.
fucking forward thinking, progressive, intelligent movie, I would say, is PK. I think it's very, very ahead of its time. And it's a movie that literally today cannot be made.
And even back then when it came
Exactly,
out,
got so much hate.
कि
You
भाई
know,
ये-
my dad... I'm so sorry.
हाँ.
My dad hates PK with a vengeance. Okay? Sometimes I will just to piss off my dad.
See, that's why he likes animal. His
Just-
animal moment is पापा आज मैं
Yeah.
PK देखूंगा.
Sometimes, dinner time pe काफी often PK will be coming on TV.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll like put it on just to be. I know my dad is gonna say, "अरे क्या बकवास picture लगाते रहते हो बार-बार हटाओ ये सब." Okay.
Is
every
that
single
scene
time
a
because-
trigger
Just
for him
because
जब वो
it's
शिवजी पीछे
anti-religion.
भागते
And
हैं?
just because it's anti-religion.
okay.
Yeah. He's like, what my dad says? He says के हाँ तो क्रिश्चियनों पे पिक्चरें बनाओ, हाँ मुस्लिमों पे पिक्चर बनाओ, वो लोग बनाते नहीं है, ये हिंदू पे पिक्चर बनाते रहते हैं ये लोग. I'm like, no, those pictures exist. You haven't seen them.
Is
No,
your
no,
dad
but
an
he's
MP for the ruling party?
My dad is
But he's
super
right.
wing.
But he's right.
Oh,
He's
another
not.
MP of the ruling party,
Again,
right?
he's not right. But my dad is like extremely he's a Modi bhakt.
Okay.
But I think this movie swiftly moving forward. I think
It's a good thing. I mean, my dad is what it is. Yeah.
I
My
think
dad is my dad. My dad is my dad. None of your dad.
great film. Now next films. But I think PK didn't bring anything new for me to the table. Like मुझे जब आई थी मूवी तो मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था कि this is like a good hookup between Oh My God and
A good dancing
Koi
car,
Mil
you
Gaya.
mean?
Wait, what year did Oh My God come out? The first
It
one?
was before PK. I think it was
Yeah?
2012.
12, I think.
12,
हाँ. So this was 2 years later.
Yeah. So it was 12. So like I had seen this an alien being trapped on Earth and not being able to go back because of a remote or a connection
in
or
Koi Mil
anything.
Gaya.
In Koi Mil Gaya, same thing, same problem. And one human taking care and stuff. One storyline and questioning the norms of religion in Oh My God. And I think Oh My God ka portrayal is more relatable for me, relatable in a sense, and more real, more connecting than PK का portrayal. Like,
But कोई मिल गया से तो it's a better film, I would say.
नहीं भाई, मैं फिल्म की बात नहीं कर रहा, मैं जो दो मेजर ट्रैक्स,
I get it.
दो मेजर ट्रैक्स जो पीके फॉलो करती है, वो दोनों मेजर ट्रैक्स हम लोग दो बहुत सक्सेसफुल फिल्म्स में हम लोग देख चुके हैं. तो मेरे लिए कुछ नया नहीं लाया पीके एज अ फिल्म.
But combining those two is new only. Yeah.
So like I really, so again as you said, it's a very gutsy film to make.
Yeah.
आज तो बन ही नहीं सकती, उस टाइम भी नहीं बन सकती थी, उसने बना दी. And
Do you get saddened sometimes at the thought?
of course
Of
आज
stuff like
आज
that.
की टाइम में भाई
Yeah.
आप रंग दे बसंती भी नहीं बना
Yeah,
सकते.
it's so sad, man.
PK.
Yeah.
My grouse with that film is I
Grouse
don't-
क्या होता है?
complaint,
अच्छा.
grudge, whatever. That it's not as memorable as the other films. Like I remember things from
Fair.
Three
That
Idiots
I
way
agree.
more,
That
and
I agree.
the Munna Bhai films.
I think that is because it doesn't bring anything new to you.
Probably
Because
It's-
जब आप रिलीजन क्वेश्चन वाली बात, जो रिलीजन क्वेश्चन की बात नहीं हो रही यहाँ पे, जो प्रैक्टिसिज्म करते हैं उसकी बात कर रहा हूँ. जब आप उसको क्वेश्चन करने वाली फिल्म के बारे में बात करते हो, आपके माइंड में सबसे पहले ओ माय गॉड ही आती है. बिकॉज ओ माय गॉड इज द फिल्म दैट इंट्रोड्यूस्ड अस कि ये भी चीज स्क्रीन पे हम देख सकते हैं. और एलियन फिल्म के बारे में आप बात करो तो ऑफ कोर्स कोई मिल गया आती है आपके
That's
माइंड में.
That's
And also, I think this plus Three Idiots, it gave birth to the whole Amir doing the wide-eyed, innocent,
That's true.
dumb
That's
guy
true.
thing.
Yeah.
Which
Also,
now has become-
there's a fun fact about the film that Amir didn't blink even once during the entire shoot. Like, मतलब he blinked, of course, but वो movie में
in a
नहीं
shot,
दिखाया.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, dude, Raju Hirani is an editor, so probably he only used the takes where
Yeah,
Amir did not.
of
Of course. वही
Yeah.
कहना चाह रहा था मैं.
Oh.
3 महीने वो बिना
Abbas, you
blink करे
thought you
थोड़ी
figured it
रहा
out?
था यार.
I'm saying like it's not like it's possible he blinked.
आमिर ऐसे सो रहा है.
It's blinked. in the shots also maybe he blinked, but Hirani just used the takes where he did
Yeah,
not.
obviously.
Obviously, Abbas.
Yeah. Are you repeating the
how
same thing
is
for the
that?
third
So then
time?
how is that like a fun fact?
कि वो पूरी फिल्म जो 2.5 घंटे की फिल्म है
You
उसमें
won't
उसका
see
एक
Amir
भी shot-
blinking.
उसमें वो character blink नहीं कर.
Yeah.
He did it on purpose, no? That I'll ignore all the scenes where he's blinking.
But then he just did his job.
So what are the
I mean, it's a unique thing. Fun fact, he said. Fun fact. It
मैं
is for
method
fun.
थोड़ी dissect कर
Just
रहा
have fun with it. It's a fact. It exists. Fun.
Also, horrible Anushka Sharma haircut in that.
Yeah, fair. Yeah,
संजू और पीके. जाओ.
both way. But again, Bamrani is there. Not that funny a role in this
Bamrani.
one.
बमने रानी.
Bamrani. What did I say?
Bamrani.
Bomb
The queen
Irani.
of bombs.
Yeah. Bamrani.
What does Bamrani even play in this? I
He
don't
is
remember.
Anushka Sharma's
Anushka's
like
boss.
network head.
Oh, okay.
The network
जिसने
she works
एक
for.
बार कोई स्टोरी रन करी थी स्वामी जी के अगेंस्ट तो उसके पिछवाड़े में त्रिशूल मार दिया था.
Yeah, he does say that.
That's the dialogue from the
Yeah,
film.
yeah, he does say
That's why he doesn't.
Since then, Indian journalism has never been the same.
Yeah, of course. क्या तुम ड्रग्स लेते हो?
But I remember Saurabh Shukla in this
Yeah.
film. He was pretty good.
Oh, he was great.
was
Saurabh
really
Shukla is
good.
always
Yeah,
great
yeah,
in
correct.
whatever role he plays.
Yeah, yeah. Batuk Sultan is him? That's him in Lagi
Batuk
Rao.
Maharaj.
Batuk Maharaj is him
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Lagi
Yeah,
Rao.
of course, yes.
Not here. What's his name? It's not Batuk. It would be hilarious if we
It's
continue with that
Swamiji.
name. Swamiji is his name.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Also, a few things in this movie that make you question things in fun ways. So, religion is one of them. The other thing is the dancing car thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's like became like such a funny thing. There was like very interesting takes on like
Right.
simple everyday life things.
Right, yeah.
For me, maybe I don't know. I don't know about you guys.
Fine, you've had sex in a car, Antariksh. Can we move on?
it's
In
okay.
5 cars. That's a joke. That's a joke. So how much? What do you think, PK?
I think
should be
7.
Me also 7.
7?
Yeah.
Yeah. 7.
Dancing car के लिए तू 0.5 ज़्यादा दे दे.
नहीं उसके लिए 6.9 करता हूँ मैं.
Fair, nice. I like.
Let's go, guys, to the last movie.
Last film, Sanju.
Since we talked a little bit about daddy issues.
Oh yeah,
and,
a little bit. Are you sure?
Yeah. Depends on how much we keep in. That's why purposely I said little bit.
अगर आपको हमारे डैडी इश्यूज के बारे में जानना है तो हमने एनिमल का ट्रेलर रिएक्शन किया है.
Yeah.
वो जाके देखो. फिर हमने एक दिसंबर प्रीव्यू किया जिसमें हमने एनिमल के बारे में बात की है. वो भी आप देख सकते हो. और इसमें तो अभी हम आ ही गए हैं इस पॉइंट पे.
Sanju.
Yeah, a role Ranbir Kapoor is
2018.
still trying to get out of.
Yeah.
Or a personality that Ranbir Kapoor
Yeah.
is still
Yes.
trying to get out
But I think
of.
like when you think of like Ranbir acting and giving himself into the role, you think of like 2-3 films like this, right? You think of Barfi, you think of maybe sorry, that's it. Rocket Singh.
Yeah,
No,
Rocket Singh was
not
good.
not
I
into
like
the role.
Rocket
It's a
मतलब
very
it's
good
a
film.
very good film, but
But
ऐसा
like
कुछ character
yeah.
type कुछ ऐसा
यार तुम लोग को ना वही पसंद आता है एनिमल में ऐसा एकदम ताव दिखा रहा है ना तो वो अच्छी एक्टिंग हो गई रॉकेट सिंह में ही इज नाइस ही इज सटल ही इज अ सॉफ्ट
तो भाई
सिक
हम
बॉय
यार
दैट आल्सो रिक्वायर्स परफॉर्मेंस
एक्टिंग की
But
तो
when you
तुम लोग को
think
वही
of-
चाहिए भाई ग्लास
No,
पहन के गाड़ी से
भाई,
निकले
भाई।
गोली वोली मारे तो क्या एक्टिंग
ट्रिगर
कर
हो
रहा
गया
है
Bhai, when you think of Ranbir's like iconic most
Yeah.
memorable acting
Rock
performances,
star.
are you thinking of Rockstar is great,
Hmm.
but are you thinking of Rocket Singh in that?
yes
In that moment, always are you thinking of Rocket
and
Singh?
I was totally till Nikhil pointed it out
Asshole.
See, so for me, I think of when I think of Ranbir's good performances, my go-to movie is Wake Up Sid, which a lot of you might not agree because like यार ये असल जिंदगी में तो ऐसा ही होगा. Like
नहीं Wake Up Sid
rich
I
little
find
boy.
very good performance Wake Up Sid I also like
So
Samaria
he has Savaria's.
no I really like
It's
Samaria.
fine.
Even I like.
But,
Samaria.
really like Samaria.
so you think of
For
these,
once, me and Snayhil are vibing.
not once bro
on a flop
twice
film.
before,
yeah
huh?
अच्छा on a flop
Yeah,
film
yeah,
हाँ फिर ठीक
Okay,
है
okay.
But also Rocket Singh, which is also a flop.
yeah
Yeah.
I really like
so
Rocket Singh.
then what
Coming back to Sanju.
what this movie I think literally is right
But
up there.
I by the way don't
good.
agree with that.
You don't?
I
For me
think
at least.
I think it was a very like क्या बोल like it's almost like Saturday Night Live पे कोई जब पैरोडी करता है ना किसी एक्टर का मेरे को वैसा लगा था संजू में.
also
Ranbir
Sanju
का
is
performance.
basically your least favorite
Yeah,
Hirani.
absolutely.
No,
easily.
bro. Saturday Night Live to nahi. That's
It's close. It was in that zone.
It wasn't a caricature. It was
For me, it looked like that.
Okay, fair.
So मुझे इस फिल्म में सबसे अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस वेरी ऑनेस्टली परेश रावल का लगा था.
मेरे को वो भी नहीं पसंद.
परेश रावल मुझे बहुत
His
पसंद
character
पसंद
is
है,
well
हाँ,
written, but
हाँ,
he's
character
nowhere
की बात
close
कर
to
रहा हूँ.
Sunil that how he was in real life.
But
यार
that is playing his own thing.
हाँ
Okay,
मतलब it's his own version of Sunil Dutt.
Okay, but I get what you're saying. If
Yeah.
Ranbir is trying to be Sanjay Dutt, why isn't Paresh trying to be
Jai में Sunil
Sunil
Dutt,
Dutt? You know, yeah, that kind of makes sense. I get what you mean.
परेश रावल का परेश रावल का मुझे अच्छा लगा था and I became a fan of Vicky Kaushal in this film.
Okay.
Very
Vicky
honest.
Kaushal was very good actually.
Vicky
in this film,
Kaushal
yeah.
was great in the film.
Yeah.
Ranbir Kapoor also I really liked the performance. But you know I'll tell you a fun story. So
He didn't blink twice.
2000
He didn't blink even once.
2018 में फिल्म आई थी and उस टाइम में that was my first year in Mumbai.
Right.
तो Xavier's में आया ही था and हम लोग मूवी देख के
studied
आए.
in Xavier's Bombay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
उसके बाद भी तू ऐसा है कैसा सा आदमी है तू
मेरे को क्या दिल्ली में कोई होगा Xavier's वहाँ पड़ा
तो
होगा.
I was in Xavier's और
jealousy हो रही है मेरे को.
तो संजू रिलीज हुई थी. संजू देख के हम लोग निकले और उस दिन मेरा इन्वेस्टिगेटिव जर्नलिज्म का क्लास था.
Okay.
ठीक है हम क्लास में आए और क्लास में आने के बाद द लेक्चरर वॉक्स इन एंड शी इज लाइक हु ऑल वॉच संजू. हम सब ने जिन्होंने देखी थी हाथ खड़ा किया जिन्होंने नहीं देखी थी हाथ नहीं खड़ा किया. लाइक व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज दैट द ट्रूथ. एंड हमने कहा
And you were like, we don't give a shit. हमें क्या लेना देना.
पिक्चर अच्छी है गाना
Yeah.
अच्छा है.
Yeah.
बट नहीं तो शी वॉज वेरी पे शी वॉज लाइक पूरा ब्लेम मीडिया पे डाल दिया है. इमेज क्लीन करने के लिए पिक्चर बनाई है वो उसका दोस्त है उसने उसको ये किया है
But
सब ये है वो है.
You know how things changed though, right?
यू नो आई टेल यू लाइक उस टाइम पे ना हमारे साथ एक उसका नेक्स्ट लेक्चर हमारा रिसर्च का था. तो उसमें हमारी एक रिसर्च वाली मैम भी थी एंड शी सेड कि वेरी काम एंड कंपोज लाइक बट इट्स अ फिक्शन.
Yeah.
इट्स फाइन लाइक इट्स फिक्शन.
Who said this?
My research wala lecturer. And
Yeah,
then
someone who can do his research.
and then she said कि there's a reason it's not called a documentary.
Yeah.
Right.
अगर ये डॉक्यूमेंट्री होती then your anger is justified. But it's a fictional film. उसमें लिखता है fiction. I was like
And how
okay.
crazy is that, right? Like how the world maybe changes because when this stuff came out, right? A lot of people were your teacher's angle was taken by a lot of people. People were really like, oh, they're trying to whitewash.
Yes.
The media is as if the media is only solely to blame and they twist everything. ऐसा थोड़ा करता है media, ऐसा थोड़ा करता है. But now in 2023, media ऐसा ही करता है.
नहीं वो 2018 में भी कर ही रहा था.
Yeah, exactly. We know this, but now we know this even more.
The thing is भाई
there's no doubt in anyone's mind that the media is doing
मैं
this.
आपको सच बात बताऊं कमिंग लाइक I was a media student. I am a media graduate इस time पे. तो this is something that pains me a lot.
Oh,
कि
where?
हम लोग मीडिया पे अब उतना ट्रस्ट कर ही नहीं सकते
Yeah,
जितना हम
for
लोग
sure.
एक टाइम पे करते थे. तो वो चीज तो मेरे लिए हमेशा एक क्या कहते हैं उसे गली का कांटा बन के रह गई है वो चीज कि मीडिया अब वो चीज कर ही नहीं पा रहा है जिसके लिए एक्चुअली हमें मीडिया सबसे ज्यादा चाहिए.
Sorry, buddy.
I do think it still lets Sanju off the hook. Sanjay Dutt off the hook a lot, right? Like I remember there is one scene where I think he's giving his testimony or whatever, where he says कि मैं इनके साथ जाता था और एक दिन उनके साथ I think he mentions छोटा शकील or Abu Salim, who was it?
I don't Abu Salim I guess.
Okay, I'll take that line again. There is one line where I think he's giving a testimony where he says कि मैं इनके घर जाता था और एक दिन उनके साथ अबू सालिम थे और उनके साथ उनके पास उन्होंने मेरे घर पे गन्स रखी and then just move on to the next thing. Like I refuse to believe that Sanjay Dutt, the real Sanjay Dutt, at that point did not know who these men were and what they were doing. And the film, I get it. Okay, the film obviously is on the side of your protagonist, which is Sanju, and wants to prove his innocence. But they should have done it in a slightly more nuanced manner. The second thing I didn't like is what we mentioned a couple of minutes ago, where him referencing Munna Bhai M.B.B.S in the Sanju biopic
is very
very patting your own back. कि देखो मैंने आखिर में उसको
that I get.
Like your career I saved because my own film made you come back.
Again, I get what you're saying, right? I get what you mean. But the way I've always thought about it,
they've also reasoned with that कि वो उसको like they've said कि उसको Sanjay Dutt was very well aware कि ये लोग कौन हैं, but then he also had the underground pressure on him कि he couldn't say anything, and that is when Sanjay Dutt's father takes him कि मैं तुम्हें दूसरे उस्ताद से मिलवाता हूँ, and then he goes and stands up to the gangster.
Sure, they've got the sequence of events and like the intentionality I'm not doubting, sure. But Sanjay Dutt in real life is a grey character. He wasn't a white character, wasn't a black character. That greyness I did not see in Sanju. Which is where
you're right,
Raju Hirani's brand of filmmaking probably wasn't the best to use Sanju as a topic.
I think see, like I know, for me personally, I am able to literally look at the movie as just a movie. I'm not thinking of this person exists outside.
But it is, right?
It is, absolutely is.
The movie is
But
literally called Sanju.
but that's what I'm saying. Like I have a very easy time doing this with all films. With most films, I'm able to do this where I'm not able. I don't need to look at the outside of the film. If the film itself, as a self-contained unit, is a good film, if it works as a film, I will like it most of the times. You know what I mean?
But in this case, you can't divorce it from the.
भाई वो हाँ exactly you can't do that. वो Sanjay Dutt.
Then why call it Sanju? Then call it something else.
वो Sanjay Dutt biopic के नाम से वो
yeah, as a movie, if you're trying to tell me about Sanjay Dutt's life and this is your version of Sanjay Dutt's life event, for the movie it works for me, and for that it's fine. Like I know what the reality of Sanjay Dutt's life is. At least me personally.
Yeah.
A lot of people must have fallen.
So then you would want that reality to be reflected on screen.
Yeah, when you're calling it a biopic, भाई. Like अब आप ये नहीं कह सकते ना कि धोनी की बायोपिक है तो जस्ट बिकॉज हमें उसको प्रोटैगनिस्ट के लिए है तो हम उसके
एक और वर्ल्ड कप जिता दिया.
हाँ एक और वर्ल्ड कप जिता दिया. वो नहीं कर सकते. Right? You have to stick to the life events and you have to treat them in such a way.
See, but what he's doing is massaging the truth. This guy, no.
Sure, you massage the truth.
Yeah.
But then there are very darker aspects of the film which you can't whitewash over that. Massage them in the other direction for those particular instances.
Again, see, so like I was never like itna like well versed about the Sanju issue, right?
Okay.
I knew it like surface level.
Okay.
Which a lot of people, I'm sure, know only surface level. The guns were found in his house, in his car. That was given to him, and he got arrested for it, and that's because that's why the big Sanjay Dutt scandal happened, right?
Yeah.
That's basically what I knew. For me, watching the movie with that context in mind, I was like, this works. This explanation, I get for the movie that why this works. Then after that, because people are talking about it separate, like this was the actual truth and all whatever. Then I found out, okay, this is thing.
So
But
this
when I
is-
go back to the movie, I'm still like, okay, fine, yeah, this
So
movie
this
works
is
for
where
me.
also the audience comes in, no?
realize you're essentially saying propaganda works on you.
Yeah, मैं वही बोलने वाला था. This is where the audience also comes in. No, do your homework.
Then I guess, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. See,
Okay, Antariksh.
but that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, do your research, do your homework, but let a film be a film and nothing else beyond that. Because again, it's not a documentary.
Again, that's a very bland,
Yeah,
generic
bro.
statement. So let it be a film and nothing more than that. If it's
Like
based on a real
it's like
person, in
separating
real
the art
events.
from the artist. It's that. It's
No,
just
but
that.
here the
No,
artist
not
is
at
the
all.
movie.
Yeah.
The
I
artist
know,
is
but
the
you're
movie
still
here.
separating Sanjay Dutt
I
from
am not
Sanju the
separating.
movie. You
No,
can
I'm
separate.
not.
You
I
can.
We can't. It's a biopic.
I mean, it's a movie. You can separate.
It's a
I
biopic.
can't.
But you can't. I can. That's what I'm saying. I'm able to
And-
very
and
easily.
That will eventually lead you. I would say you're at a loss there if you do that. In this
Yeah.
case.
Tough deal, guys. Big
Sure,
deal.
cool.
Yeah.
नहीं मतलब ठीक है. Clearly your favorite director is Vivek Agnihotri then.
Yeah, best. He is the best. All right, guys. So how much would we rate PK? Sorry. Sorry, मैं PK हूँ. How much would we rate Sanju?
Still.
5.5.
5.5.
I'd say 6.
I would say 6.2. 3?
Separate the scale from the score, Antariksh. I'm just kidding.
6.3. I'll say 6.3.
Really? You fought for it so much and still 6.3?
Matlab, I'm not saying it's an excellent film.
Okay.
But it's a good film.
Clearly our least favorite
Yeah.
Hirani film
Yeah.
of all
Yeah.
them.
I don't by no means will I fight कि it's an excellent film. But I'm saying कि as a film, it's a good enough film.
Okay.
Just as a film. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, that's mine.
चले अगर फिल्म में थोड़ा सा और ग्रे दिखाते तो आई थिंक ये
हाँ,
5
same.
मतलब
I
6.5
was
तक जा सकता था मैं इसको लेके.
Oh, big difference in whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome, man. We got all our ratings in. We talked about all the Raju Hirani films. That brings us to the end of this episode of
You give us your ratings
Pop
for
rap.
Raju Hirani films.
Yes, please.
हमारा ऑर्डर क्या है? मुन्ना भाई M.B.B.S. लगे रहो मुन्ना भाई.
His
It's
literally the way the films came out.
मुन्ना भाई M.B.B.S.
लगे
लगे रहो
रहो,
मुन्ना भाई.
3 Idiots,
3 Idiots, PK and Sanju. Wow, yes. Fuck, he's bro. Now I'm scared for Dunki. I'm so scared for Dunki now. Would you want to change your prediction from 1,000 crores to 800 crores?
You know what? What's gonna happen? मेरे को arrest कर लेंगे. मेरे पैसे चले जाएंगे. 1000 यार, 2000 कमाएंगे सर.
2,000.
नहीं, but I really think, I still think that's
1,000
gonna.
crores?
See, because the movie ka earnings have gone up only.
Yeah, fair.
You know?
True, yeah, that's true.
True.
Guys, my
Oh, वो शाहरुख वाला क्लिप देखा है? आपका कंपटीशन कौन है?
But that's not adjusted for inflation though. If adjusted for inflation,
So it's
I'm
even
sure,
more then, no?
I'm sure Lage Raho and Munna Bhai would make more.
No,
The ticket
no,
price in
there is no
2003
way.
was lesser than 2019.
What?
Yeah.
अरे वो माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स में घुस जाएगा. छोड़ो
Hey,
यार.
don't talk to me about this shit.
but
I don't
yeah.
understand money. Today का money only. 10 साल
वो
पहले
तो
का
पापा ने लिया
वो
मर्सिडीज
तो
उसने थोड़ी
हाँ,
लिया.
सही बात
Yeah.
है.
You think I can afford this shit? I can barely
Anyway.
afford to make it to the studio. every day. Yeah.
Anyway, do tell us your ratings for Raju Hirani films. Tell us how excited you are about Dunki and which is your Raju Hirani favorite Raju Hirani film और क्या? Like the video, drop a comment. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe to the channel. और क्या बोलते हैं?
टोफू कबूल करो.
टोफू कबूल करो.
Yes.
साथ
And
में-
बलात्कार मत करना.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
I said don't
we
do.
should have ended
Are
this
you guys
episode
disagreeing
5
with me?
minutes ago.
I'm saying don't do it, guys. Don't.
Yeah. Anyway, follow Abbas on Instagram.
So, अब unsubscribe मत करना please.
Please. Follow.
But also what I said.
Follow Abbas on Instagram. Follow
Bye,
me
guys.
on.
Bye, bye, bye.
अरे मेरे को follow तो बोलने दो. Follow Abbas on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at @Snayhil. If you want to follow Antariksh, follow Antariksh
At
on
your own
Instagram.
risk. Yeah.
I mean, see, I'm clearly the
Just
funniest.
end the episode.
I'm clearly the
Stop him from
funniest here, guys.
Chalo.
Please follow me if you can.
Yeah, chalo,
Also,
see
I've
you
started
guys.
the comedy venue
Oh,
where you'll
yeah,
see
sorry.
more offensive jokes there. So come check out the comedy at Chakabox Comedy Club in Powai. Okay, bye-bye. See you.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye guys.
IVM